Finally! That one was for you, Talia. One of the great privileges of being an educator is being asked questions that challenge you. And specifically, when you receive a question that you don't give a great answer to, it lends time for you to be able to reflect on that so that you can better provide a question. Throughout this process, while talking about variables, we've gone back and looked at area, but because of the question asked last Monday, it's turned into something pretty cool. So from that, it got into, the question was, when are we going to use variables in real life? I gave a poor answer, and I went home that day and I reflected on it. And then I realized that my landscaping project was variables. We had to figure out the different zones in my yard that I needed to scrape the grass off, get rid of the grass, buy dirt, which then we looked at volume, which is a grade 6 curriculum expectation, which is really cool. And then we had to figure out the square footage as well for the grass. We'd use square footage for both the dirt and the sod. So then it brought itself into this video, which is now a pictorial representation of A plus B plus C plus D equals total square footage. This is an example of how you can use variables in real life. Thank you so much for asking such an incredible question. And remember, if a teacher doesn't answer your question, hopefully they go home and reflect on it like I was able to do. Keep asking questions. Let's grow together. Let's grow! Let's pause for a sec. Let's talk about the math on this page. A lot of people just look at it as a truck. What's the truck filled with? Is the thing in the truck heavy or not heavy? This is a truck filled with bad grass. As Cato would say, bye-bye bad grass. I happen to know the answers for these things because this was my project. But let's talk about this math. This is an 8-yard bin. Inside this 8-yard bin is 4.75 tons. What does that mean in your everyday math? Well, 1 ton equals 2,204.62 pounds. If this is filled with 4.75 tons, all we need to do is then calculate 2,204.62 by 4.75, and you find out that this bin is filled with 10,471.96 pounds. That's a lot of bad grass. Pictures are not just pictures, they are filled with mathematics. Let's keep enjoying the math together. All right, let's hit the brakes again. I guess that's a pun from the last video. But let's look at these skids of sod and see if we can create an expression using a variable. Each skid, if you look really carefully, has 10 rolls on each layer. And you can count that there are 7 layers. So we need to come up with an algebraic expression for this. So for example, we could say something like at the top, S equals 7 times 10. We know that 7 times 10 equals 70, which means each skid would then have to be 70 rolls. There's 3 skids, for example. So then all we would have to then do is go 3 times 70 plus 30, because in the front skid, there's only 3 layers. So that means you would have 210 plus 30 rolls, which equals 240 rolls. Math. It is everywhere. If some people just see a pile of grass or a lot of work, I see math. It surrounds us all. Let's keep working. Let's keep growing.